Hi, this is the Quam family homestead, and we own Engedi Grove, our family farm. And we're starting these videos so that you guys could enjoy learning from us and our experiences, and then deciding what works for yourself. This boy is my very large Cornish cross rooster. He actually got away from me when I had butchered the other ones.
Can I hold him?
He's very big. And so we have to take care of him today. A person doesn't have to do all their butchering at one time. Well, a lot of people do just to get the big work out of the way, but if you want to, you can do it. You can do it however you want. You can go ahead and butcher all your chickens at the same time, or you can just grow them out and then bit by bit butcher them when you want chicken. So I'm out here at my apple tree, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to take this twine and I'm going to make a loop in it, string it through like so that there's a loop. I'm going to put it around its legs. I don't use a killing cone because I don't want it to just be sitting out somewhere. I think it's kind of not so pretty to be sitting out. And so his legs are in this. He's kind of falling asleep right now and relaxing. I just string him to my apple tree and I tie him up. Hopefully he doesn't come undone. That's happened before. I make a loop in this like you would tie a horse up. I can show you my preferred knot later. Helps if you get your knife sharp. I don't know how sharp this knife is. Some people cut the vein and let them bleed out while their heart's pumping. But I prefer to just cut the head off because I haven't had any problem with that. So I'm gonna do that now. He's gonna flap around, of course. I pull here, just try to do it as fast as possible, and he's already dead here. Oh, man. All right, plan B. You pull the head off. And I have to hold him because I can't tie him up right now. He's bleeding out. They bleed out very, very quickly. My shoes are getting a little bit dirty. All right, I did another one and it turned out a little bit better that time. All right, I'm just gonna pull it. That knot was pretty easy to undo. So I had to cool down my water a little bit because I got it too hot. So it's about 147 degrees now. So it's perfect for scalding, but I'm not sure if this boy's gonna fit in here. He's a big one. There we go. And I like to just kind of pick him up, take him out, put him down. I don't want to get him too scalded because the skin will rip pretty easily if I get him too scalded. But I want those feathers to come out easily. I'm just gonna hang him up again for a little bit. Okay, this is the knot that I was using. So if I pull, it's a slip knot. If I pull it, and the problem that I had with the first one is that I just did this and I looped it like that. Well, that's fine. That would work sometimes. But I'll just put it in all the way like this and then loop it around and pull like that. then it will stay. And it will be easy to take out. All right, and then I just begin to pluck. I like to do the hard job first, and I feel like the hardest job is pulling out the feathers. These wing feathers is the hardest job. I just take the bucket that I used for scalding, I dump it out, and then I start to use it for the bucket for the feathers. See, these are coming out a lot easier than if I were to just dry pluck. And hopefully I didn't get it too hot. Hopefully I don't rip any skin. You want to pull with the grain instead of against it. You don't want to pull this way because then little bits of feather will get stuck and stay inside the skin, which isn't the end all, but it would be very annoying to try to get it out. And it would make for a very ugly carcass. See, these breast feathers, the body feathers come out a lot more easily than the wing feathers. If there are especially hard ones, then I just take a needle nose plier and you can rip them out. Might even just be easier to do from the get-go on the wings, because you don't want to get your water too hot that it burns the skin. I suppose if you were dry plucking as well, that this would be probably a good method. Okay, I got it mostly done. I'll take it inside some and pluck it a little bit more and just kind of get some of the little fluffs off. But you can, I'm going to now cut it open. So after I scald it and defeather it, I like to cut it open here. And I make one incision here. What you're wanting to do is you want to try to not cut the, you want to try your best to stay away from cutting the intestine open. So we need to take the stuff out, but of course we don't want a bunch of poopy mess inside of our bird at the same time. I cut around the butthole down here. And I don't say that my way is always the right way. Everyone does it the way that they want to do it. Might find better ways to do it. Yeah. Okay. All right, and now you want to kind of lift it up. So I've got most of it here. It's cut around, and then the guts just kind of come out. And you kind of want to lift it up in the air a bit. Reach your hand up and pull the stuff out. And you really, a lot of this stuff you can save. There's the heart. No, this is the heart. Here's the heart. And that's good fishing bait. And liver. Or is that the long? I don't even know my anatomy very well here. But that's okay. I can still butcher a chicken. You don't have to know everything. It's good homeschooling though. Figure things out. All right, so the the windpipe is stuck up here, and I just kind of twist my fingers around it a bit. Try to bring it out. It's not coming, but that's fine. That's not super important. What you don't want to do, this is gall. This is the gall of the chicken that helps digest food just like it does ours. And you don't want that to bust open. It will ruin it. If it gets on your meat, you want to wash it really quickly because it can make it really disgusting. It's just very bitter. Here's the gizzard. People fish with gizzard too. There's a lot of fat on this chicken. He's a fatty guy. And this is filled with, if you can open it, it's filled with rocks. So they eat rocks to help them digest. It looks like he was eating a lot of grass. So that's good. But Darian did say that he had fed him, so they were the birds were in quarantine for a while. Otherwise, their crop would be full. A storage area near their neck would be full of grain because they love to eat so much food, and their intestines would be quite plump with food. And that would be quite disgusting. So as it is, we can keep this. I'm going to keep the heart. We can keep the gizzard. Keep the kidney. Is that a kidney? I don't even know. And there's another piece for fishing. Darian's favorite. Now, I just cut open here. Cut the neck. You don't have to. And cut around it. Just chop it off a little better. Some people can tear it off. Some people just rip it right out of the bird. And I haven't been able to do it, but there's nothing wrong in just, it won't give you any, it won't be gross just to cook it with it in there, with it on. Then you cut right here. On your chicken right here, you can cut and you can just feel how the bone comes together and where it'd be good to make a cut so that it just kind of comes off. So you're not really cutting through bone here. You're just cutting leg off. An Asian friend of mine really likes chicken legs. So I can give that family chicken legs. You'd have to be scalded first. They scald them and then they rip off the outer layer of skin. It's good looking chicken legs. Okay, here's a gland and it's bitter. So they go ahead and take that off the chicken. Sometimes I just cut the chicken's tail off. It really doesn't matter. I cut into the breast a little bit, but some people tuck the legs up in there, make it look pretty. But I tore it off. Doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. So, there's your chicken. Now, what I can do, if you don't want to feather a chicken and you just want to piece it out instead, you can skin the chicken instead, which is what I can show you with this one. And what I do to start doing that is I just cut right there on the leg, twist it, right there. Just it. Okay, and I'm just gonna kind of work it a bit. And if I'm just gonna skin this bird, then I'm gonna take, I'm gonna just rip open the skin. You wouldn't have to even scald this. You can just rip open the breast like that. See how easy it comes apart and down, and just rip off the skin. It's a very good way to get this done. If you don't care, if you're gonna grill the chicken, you don't have to roast every chicken that you butcher. It's just preference on what you want to start with, but and you can do some, or you could just do some of it, pluck some of it, but rip some of it out. Doesn't even matter. You can give some to your dog for a treat. I'm gonna go ahead and cut this here. I'm going to show you a cut that I really enjoy. I like to keep the little leg on. I ate it at a Brazilian restaurant. No, a Colombian restaurant. It was a Colombian restaurant. They took the little wing, kept it on the breast. Now, I'm not even gutting this chicken, because it's kind of unnecessary. So there's a little bit here, cut around, and this is a huge breast because this is a 5-month-old Cornish cross. And because of the rib cage, it really won't, you really won't get the guts of it. Unless you go too far with your knife like I almost did just there. And you just cut along. You cut along here and you keep going down. And it'll just come off nicely. So I like to grill it with the little leggy still on, because I think that is fun. A fun little piece of meat to have. So, do the same with the leg here now. And you just clean off and I pull this back. And I cut here. I like this better than actually feathering a chicken, because the feathering process for me, I know some people are really awesome at it, but it takes me so long to feather a chicken. And you can still use, if you gut it, you can still use all of these bones to make chicken broth, and you can still get all the bits and good pieces of meat off of it. And bone broth is so important for our health. You can find the bone broth of a chicken, and probably other bone broths, it has natural collagen and glucosamine chondroitin in it. So eating bone, us Americans and maybe some other countries, they're getting so used to just buying the chicken that doesn't have bones. Just give me boneless chicken breasts, and then what you end up with is you're not using the whole chicken, and you are actually missing out on the benefit of glucosamine chondroitin and collagen, natural collagen and glucosamine chondroitin and other micronutrients that are in the chicken broth. We know that chicken broth is really great for us, you know. The old wives' tales of like eating chicken broth when you're sick. It's really got something, has something to it. It's not just whatever. I'm gonna finish up here and hope my children didn't get up into too much trouble while I was doing all this. That's what's it's kind of hard sometimes, because you feel when you're doing this alone, which my husband helps me a lot, but the chickens have been left to myself as of lately, so I don't think I'm gonna do more meat chickens anytime soon. But until the kids are a little older. Because I'm kind of helpless sometimes, watching them destroy the world and get into trouble and fight while I'm trying to get this done. Sometimes I just have to ignore it and clean up the mess later. Because they can sure make a mess. One person I was talking to said, I don't know why they say that you have more kids so that you can get more done on a homestead. That's not, she's like, I find that I can get way more done without my children. Because as she was talking to me, her child had ripped up two rows of her radishes. Okay, we just have to wash that off. The feathers will come off. Don't spray it with a super high hose, because then you'll get underneath the layer of skin, and then it'll start to bubble, which will be not, I mean, there's nothing wrong with it then, but it just kind of looks ugly. So, what am I gonna do with my leftovers? Well, you can do with what you want with it. I would either compost it, or you can give it to your piggies. Now, giving this to your pigs, they'll eat the feathers too. They'll eat it all. You can't sell meat that has been eating flesh of animals. I know that this is okay for me, because we are going to eat these pigs ourselves and butcher them ourselves. All right, I'm just going to let this bird sit in the refrigerator. I'll probably put a wrapper on it, a little bit of saran wrap, but I'm just gonna let it sit in the refrigerator to rest for a couple days, and then we can roast it up.
Watch some cartoons for a little bit.
But I'm not gonna.
Hey, come on.
All right, here's the final product. Chicken taco. Here's the taste test.
Huge bite.
Nummy nummy.
Say yummy.
Hi guys, on a little bit of an end note, I said that you could feed your dog raw chicken, and you can feed them raw chicken, but you don't want to feed them cooked bones of chicken because it can splinter. Even a vet would probably not recommend feeding your dog raw chicken, but it is okay for us because our dog's used to it. And it's also, I thought that the bird was going to be a little bit more tough because it was 5 months old and not 8 weeks old like they usually process them, but I didn't notice much of a difference. It was really good. I kept it tin-foiled until it reached the proper temperature, and that took about 2 hours. Thank you for watching, guys. Please subscribe to our channel so that you can see more videos from us.